Well, alright. This is politics. Although, I actually call it politics.
Wow.
And my name is Presh.
And I'm Ty.
And the title of this episode is Fast X.
Yeah.
So, yeah, some cleanup from last week. Something fucked up happened.
Okay.
I got a copyright strike from YouTube over the Beau is Afraid podcast. I don't know why. I assume they just they saw the poster.
Yeah.
So what I do is I take the audio from this, I kind of sync it to a poster.
Yeah.
And then upload it as a video.
Yeah.
Right. But I assume they just saw the poster and assumed that this was the
movie.
Yeah, the full movie.
Yeah.
Because the podcast was like 2.5 hours.
Yeah. Okay. Very similar.
Well, that movie was 3 hours, but
yeah, it's similar enough.
Well, we put like 2 hours and 20 minutes after 3 hours. The other 40 minutes you need to subscribe to see that. Yeah. But anyway, so I went through the necessary procedures, sent an email,
Okay.
etc., and they haven't gotten back to me. They said 10 working business days or 10 American business days.
That's a lot of time.
So, yeah, could be a couple of weeks.
And Memorial Day was the other day, so that delays it by one.
Yeah. So,
Yeah.
it's not a big... Well, it is a big issue, right?
Yeah.
But because it was actually doing pretty good numbers.
Oh.
I think because, it's a very confusing movie. People
Yeah.
were looking for,
Clarification.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah, you can still find it on, the podcast apps and whatever.
Yeah.
Or maybe you can't. because actually the website is down.
Oh no. Oh no.
The website with the links. So what I did was I bought the PAICIP.com.
Yes.
And connecting it to the my website, something's fucked up. It's not working there.
Okay.
So I still need to fix that.
Okay.
So while that's happening, the website is down. Oh shit. So
basically,
again,
you can't find the pod anyway.
yeah. Well, you can just go to Spotify or whatever, into the individual apps and type in PAICIP and you'll find us.
Okay.
But that's not ideal.
Yeah.
Ideally you could just click on a link and then a bunch of different
Yeah.
to the links to the different streaming services. And ideally when you go to the YouTube one, videos aren't copyright struck.
Yeah.
That's
Ideally.
just the ideal situation. Yeah, but anyway, I'll definitely fix this, in the coming. But the point I'm trying to say is the launch of the podcast has been delayed.
Yes.
Because I don't want to say go to PAICIP.com and it's just a blank page. They go to the YouTube, the last video is from weeks ago. Because remember we took a week off, then we
Yes.
made Beau is Afraid.
Yes.
So it seems like we haven't posted a video on YouTube for a month now.
Yeah.
Well, 3 weeks and a bit. But
Yeah.
just
It's been a rough time for the pod.
it's not looking professional.
No.
Yeah, we look like clowns, which it's fair enough, but I don't like it. Anyway, so I just went through the YouTube, all the rules and stuff, just to make sure that we weren't violating any rules, in case
Okay.
something else comes down. And I
Yeah.
found a couple of rules that I think we, well, not we. I think I specifically am breaking. Right?
Okay.
Repeatedly targets, insults, and abuses an identifiable individual based on their intrinsic attributes across several uploads.
Oh no.
And the person I'm talking about, the Liverpool captain, one of the most rubbish players I've ever seen in my fucking life, bro. It's unbelievable. He's so bad. So yes, I am targeting him, I am insulting him, I am abusing him based on his identifiable individual based on their intrinsic attributes. Or well, in this case, his lack thereof of any fucking attributes, except being rubbish. But alright, this other rule I found: accounts dedicated entirely to focusing on maliciously insulting an identifiable individual. So
the same thing.
Yeah, but I mean, same thing. I just want him out of my club. But listen, so the season ended. Well, I didn't write any of this down, but the season just ended this weekend.
Yes.
And
4-4
4-4.
for the Liverpool Southampton.
Oh, yeah. I wasn't talking about the individual results. I mean the season as a whole.
Yes. Yeah.
Klopp.
Klopp.
I've had a lot of problems with Klopp.
You have.
Right?
Yes.
And he gives this interview where he says, well, we still have Europe. We'll just be playing on Thursday nights instead of Tuesdays and Wednesdays. Who cares? You know how that boiled my fucking blood? Maybe the millions of people who support the fucking club, bro. Maybe Alisson and Salah are great players that you're wasting their prime years in the fucking Europa League, you fuck. Bro. And listen, this is genuinely all his fault. At the beginning of the season, he said, we don't need another midfielder. Within a few weeks, that was proven to be the case, right?
Yes.
Then in January, we still didn't do anything.
Yes.
We bought another forward.
Yes.
The point being, this guy's a fucking loser, bro. He bottled 2 Champions League finals and lost the league by a point twice.
Yes.
I'm kind of sick of this guy. I think, thanks for the memories, but it's time to go. Right?
Thanks for the memories, even though they weren't so great.
Alright, whatever. Compare this to Salah, right?
Yes.
He puts out this black and white picture. It looks like somebody died. And it says, this is just not good enough. We let ourselves down and the fan down. You know, that's how you should be responding to this. It is a bad thing that you finished with. What do you mean, who cares, bro? Yeah, you see, I haven't written any of this stuff. I'm just... you know, the thing about YouTube just reminded me of Liverpool, and I just...
you went for it.
Congratulations on United making top 4.
Thank you.
No sarcasm or anything, I'm just saying congrats.
Yeah, it's been a while. Yeah.
Well, I do hope City win the FA Cup.
Yeah, they probably will.
Well, the thing is, we need to stop them winning the treble.
Yeah.
But that only, what's the word? Affects United fans.
Yeah.
I don't mind if they win a treble. Well, I do mind.
Yes.
I mainly mind about the Champions League.
Okay.
So if they won the league and the FA Cup double, I'd be like, alright, fine. Cool. If they won the Champions League, I'm like, oh, fuck.
Yeah.
Right, so the FA Cup, I think it's more United fans. Well, and I guess because United fans in the final, they have a, more vested interest.
Yes.
But I'm a massive hater, so I also have a vested interest in United losing. But anyway, yeah. Hopefully Bastoni can, drop a masterclass in the final against our loss, and seal his transfer to Anfield. Bastoni is their left centre back, very good, and with this new tactical tweak, it looks like we might be playing a back 3 going into the season. So Bastoni, I'm looking at you, brother. Seal that transfer, right? So anyway, let's just go to
onto the news. Yes.
So a bunch of whale attacks have been happening.
Yes.
Have you read about this?
I have. Well, I'm assuming it's the orcas.
Yes. Well, what's the difference?
Well, orcas technically aren't whales.
What are they?
They are porpoises.
Fuck. Who gives a shit, man?
Marine biologists probably give a shit.
Fuck, man. It's Alright. But anyway, it's everything I've read, it says that they like teaming up. So they're going and they're wrecking like ships.
Yeah. And
it's not just one, others are coming too, and they're going like in squads and taking ships down, and it's like learnt behavior. Like one was like the mother kind of orca went back to the other orcas and like taught them how to ram a ship. And like all the articles said, it's like, oh, it's unexplained. It's we don't know why this is happening. Let me tell you why this is happening.
Why is this happening?
Because in December they went to theatres and saw Avatar, The Way of Water, and they saw how badly they were treating my good friend Paya Khan, and they're like, we need to hit back. Right. Thank you, James Cameron, for inspiring this. The planet finally fighting back. Yes. Speaking of James Cameron, he went to like some I don't know what it's called, conference or whatever, like a tech conference.
Right.
And he said that he's writing a new Terminator script.
Oh.
Which I'm very interested in. Well, you know, we always talk about these weirdo guys on the internet who love Elon Musk.
Yes.
That's me, but for James Cameron. I'm what they are to Elon Musk to James Cameron. Well, a lot of people say that. Well, I agree. I don't know why I'm saying a lot of people, but yeah, me
Yes.
and a lot of other people say that
Okay.
Terminator 2 was the last good Terminator movie.
Yes.
And 1 and 2 are the only good movies
Yes.
in the franchise, which were both done by him.
Yes.
So, him returning to Terminator would be a,
Yeah.
big thing.
It would be good.
I would love it. But apparently he won't be directing it, which is, I don't like that.
Okay.
He's just writing the script.
Yeah.
But, he needs to make 5 Avatar movies, so fair enough.
Yeah.
But, he has big priorities. I can't, expect him to save a franchise that he left like 50 years ago.
Okay.
No,
Yeah.
91, sorry.
Yeah. It's been like 32 years.
Yeah. So anyway, extremely excited for that. Yeah. Now, the South African Reserve Bank,
Yeah.
they raised the repo rate again by another. I don't know how much it was by.
By an amount.
Yes, but so this. Remember the last time we spoke about this?
Yeah.
The repo rate is you raise the repo rate to fight inflation.
Yes.
So people will be paying more on their houses, more on their assets.
Yes.
And they'll spend less on goods at the grocery store.
Yes.
And there's a less demand for those groceries, so the retailers can't put the price up.
Yes.
Because they're not being sold.
Yeah.
So that keeps inflation low.
Yes.
But the middle class is being squeezed fucked with this repo rate, right?
Yeah.
And we were told, at the previous repo rate that it was a very aggressive increase. It didn't need to be raised by that much.
Yes.
But they did it so that we could get inflation under control quickly.
A bit of a reprieve.
Yes, and then once inflation was got into a low enough amount, we can lower the repo rate again.
Yeah.
Right? But so what changed?
I have no idea.
All right. So this fucking nerd in a bow tie who spoke about it, Ruben Brigatti, him accusing us of aiding Russia in the war.
Yes.
That brought a lot of pressure on us as a country.
Yes.
I'm not precisely sure on the reasoning why, but his comments that we're helping Russia made prices inflate.
Oh, wow.
So the repo rate is being raised to combat that inflation.
Huh. Okay.
So yeah, you fucked us, Brigatti. You fucked us. So once again, I went back and said last week. I said my problem with this was the process.
Yes.
If he spoke to somebody in government,
Yeah.
whatever, he just took it to the media, and suddenly my bond is going up.
Yeah.
You really fucked us, Brigatti. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
Yeah. But anyway.
Anyway.
Do you know who Ron DeSantis is?
Yes, I do.
Ron DeSanctimonious.
Yeah.
So let me just. My first encounter with him was in 2018.
Okay.
Or whenever the governor's race for Florida was. The latest one.
Yeah.
Either 2018 or 2020. But he was going against a guy named Andrew Gillum.
Yes.
You know who that is?
No.
Well, he was going, to try. He was the Democratic nominee to be governor of Florida.
Yeah.
But, and I shouldn't laugh, but Andrew Gillum was found like in a hotel with like fucked up on drugs with like male prostitutes.
Oh, no.
Well, and listen, there's nothing wrong with being gay.
Yes.
But this guy was in a marriage. He had children.
No.
He was.
Oh no!
It was like a scandal, like in the last couple of months of the campaign. And DeSantis won almost by default because this guy just got, involved in a huge scandal, right? So DeSantis is kind of an idiot.
Yep.
He is very online.
Yeah.
Do you know what that means?
Like I've seen him do a lot of stuff involving Twitter recently.
Yes,
Yeah.
right. So, like, you know, there's this right-wing thing that they say on the internet that the left wing is preying on kids. Remember, we
Yes.
spoke about
Yeah.
this last week, right?
Yeah.
There's places that you can go to, there's centers where you can speak to somebody if you're confused about your gender, or, like, you know, that can give you more information.
Yeah.
And they take that as we're turning the kids trans by telling them about it. Right? And we're preying on kids. And like I said last week, it's usually younger people who don't, you know, haven't come to grips with their identity, while older people probably have, or,
Yeah.
you know, we spoke about it, right?
They've had the experiences and that.
Right, so he sees this and he starts putting a lot of, like, anti-LGBT laws in place in Florida.
Yes.
We spoke about, well, we didn't really spoke about it. We've mentioned the Don't Say Gay bill,
Yes.
right? And he's been having, like, a feud with Disney,
Yeah.
because once again, Disney is a quote-unquote left-wing company,
Yes.
meaning they will stand up for, you know,
Yes.
the rights of LGBT people.
Yeah.
So Disney is the biggest, like, money earner in Florida.
Oh yeah. They've
Right.
got Disney
So
World.
so Florida is kind of dependent on Disney. So they didn't. There's just like a fight going on between them.
Yes.
And so he does all these things in relation to stuff he sees online.
Yeah.
So he'll see something about, I don't know, give me an online
An online thing.
Yeah, I don't know. Just something he sees online, he'll make a law about it in Florida. Right? To, like, garner public attention. To be like, I'm actually fighting against, you know, the loony left.
Yeah.
Right? But, so, okay, there's a couple of things to say.
Yes.
First of all, he doesn't focus on things regular people care about.
Yes.
So in his announcement, he never mentioned jobs. He never mentioned like food prices, you know, inflation.
Yes.
That kind of stuff.
Yeah.
You know, none of the stuff that people actually care about. Just weird online stuff. He said he's going to destroy the left wing.
Yeah.
He's going to you know, just like he mentioned just a bunch of weird online stuff that, like, maybe a couple 100,000 people online know what this guy is talking about. Right? So that's what I'm saying. He's very online. His view of the world is kind of sculpted via what people are saying online.
Yeah.
And again, not mentioning jobs is a huge fucking thing as a president.
Yeah.
It's yeah. But anyway, so obviously. Oh, the other thing I wanted to say was. Oh, fuck, never mind. Okay, but he announced it on Twitter.
Yes.
Which was a farce.
Yes.
Again, you know, being weirdly online, he views Elon Musk as like a
deity.
Yes, so, like, again, like Tucker Carlson, he's a right-wing guy who wants to attach himself to Elon Musk.
Yeah.
Right? And Twitter.
Yes.
And the Twitter spaces, they had like a couple 100,000 people.
Yes.
And it crashed. And for 20 minutes there was just silence. And so I didn't listen to it. I wasn't available at the time. Did you?
I saw reactions to it, but I didn't see it.
Alright. But so Trump's nickname for him is Ron DeSanctimonious. And he named him that months ago. So another big W for Big Donnie. Right. But yeah, anyway, so this guy Ron,
yes,
and Trump also calls him Meatball Ron, which I love Meatball Ron. Meatball Ron and Ron DeSanctimonious. I don't know why. Like, on paper, it shouldn't be funny. You know when I hear him talking, he calls him meat moron. I just burst out into laughing all the time, bro. But anyway, there's nothing much to say. He announced that he's running.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's definitely not gonna win.
No.
He's a bum. Like I said, he only became governor because a huge scandal enveloped his competitor in the last month of the campaign. He kind of became governor by default. And yeah, Trump is gonna just walk all over this guy.
Yeah.
DeSantis, he's not a killer.
No.
Sorry if this offends, the DeSantis fans in our audience who are like, damn, it's fucked up what you're doing to my boy Ron. Anyway, so yeah, very short news segment this week.
That it is.
I think we can just go into the movie, right?
Let's go for it.
So, the context for the movie, not the movie. First,
yeah, okay, right? Good idea.
So first and foremost, I just want to say I'm not a car guy.
That's such a shock. Honestly, never would have thought that.
Right. We've spoken about this, and I presume a large amount of the pleasure people derive from these movies is looking at beautiful cars doing stunts and being cool.
Yes.
And all this just goes entirely over my head, right? I'm just... we mentioned this in another episode, possibly a commentary.
It was the John Wick stuff.
Yeah, we were saying cars. We are Indians.
Oh, yeah, it was definitely in one of the John Wick.
Both of us are Indians. Yes. And the stereotype around Indian people in South Africa is they love cars.
Yes.
So more than anything, I'll just be walking along and someone will be like, oh, look at that car. I'm not, I'm obviously not an asshole. I don't try to be rude. So I'm like, oh yeah, good car. Oh yeah, from the perspective of cars, I'd say that's a good one. Right? I don't try, and be like, I don't give a fuck about cars. I don't try to be rude. I just try to end the conversation.
These are just our conversations when I start talking about cars.
Yes. Or like, another thing is like a car will go past and everyone's head will turn and be like,
yeah.
And I'll be like, what happened? Did like someone get shot? What? Because their reactions are so like, oh my god. And I'm like, what's going on? But obviously, the car's already gone, so they all, the moment's gone.
Yes.
Yeah. But they all like saw the car coming from down the street.
Yes.
Which is why they were ready to go when it came past. Well, I was, doing something else.
Well, usually you hear it.
Yeah. But again, that's why I think it's a gunshot, because they,
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway. So this is the 10th movie in the main franchise and the 11th overall, with Hobbs and Shaw being the only spin-off.
Yes.
I guess the original idea with Tokyo Drift was to be a spin-off as well.
Yeah.
But they eventually looped it kind of back in.
Yeah.
Yeah. And usually we speak about the directors.
Yes.
Right? But the creative force behind these movies is one Vincent Diesel.
Huh.
Or as I call him, Vincent Petrol.
Oh no.
Hello, is this thing on? I said Vincent Petrol, folks. So I won't speak about the director too much, right?
Okay.
His name is Louis Leterrier.
Okay.
Have you ever heard of him?
Sounds French.
Sure. Yes. Could be French-Canadian.
Could be. Yeah.
Yeah, but anyway, my impression of him is that he's a company man.
Okay.
He's the type of guy that just does what the studio says.
Okay.
He doesn't have his own directing style. I've watched a few of his movies. He like, they're all very different, and they're all kind of, well, they're all like franchise movies except one.
Okay.
And they all just kind of, follow the same style as the previous movies in the franchise.
Right,
he doesn't have his own
style,
signature style.
Yeah.
Like we're speaking about Shane Black.
Yes.
And we were speaking about Iron Man, right?
Yeah.
And we're like, if you don't look at Iron Man as a superhero movie, you look at it as a Shane Black movie, it becomes way more enjoyable.
Yeah.
Because he has a very distinct style about him.
Yeah.
And he's not even a great director. Just that's just one example of somebody with a very clear style. This guy, he yeah, like I said, a company man.
Yeah.
But he was brought in after Justin Lin, the original director, left due to arguments with Vin.
Huh.
Right, so
Okay.
there was apparently Vin Diesel showed up overweight.
Oh.
You know, at the beginning of filming, he wasn't. He was just very unprofessional and wasn't ready to
Yeah.
shoot when it was time to work.
Yeah.
So Justin Lin was very frustrated and got into a lot of arguments, and that's why he left the project.
Yeah.
And they got Louis Leterrier in.
Okay.
So that, again, this is another example of this guy being a company man. He's like, yeah, sure, I'll do this.
Yeah.
But yeah, so this is not the first time someone has left the Fast franchise due to arguments with Vin.
Okay.
The Rock had beef with him years ago. Do you
Huh.
remember this?
Yeah, vaguely.
So, like, The Rock gave this interview where he's like, I really like the cast of the Fast franchise. They've all been very good, and he mentioned everyone by name except. Every cast member except That's a terrific joke, bro. Yeah, but anyway, but I assume they were having like arguments on set, and this like spilled over to
Yeah.
the real world, and he called him a candy ass.
Yeah. I remember that.
What does it mean?
I don't know.
I know a lot of Americans say I've heard that phrase a lot.
Yeah.
But it never made sense to me. You're a candy ass. So yeah, that's why The Rock made Hobbs and Shaw, because he didn't want to work with Vin Diesel anymore. But eventually, he just left the franchise altogether.
Yes.
Right? We'll get back to
Yeah.
that. So this movie is the beginning of a trilogy that will end the franchise.
Yes.
It was originally thought to be a two-parter, but at the
Yes.
premiere in Rome, Vin, quote-unquote, accidentally let it slip that it's, a trilogy.
Damn.
Right?
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
I definitely don't believe that he said that accidentally.
Yeah, I
You know,
don't think
like,
so.
it's a thing the Marvel movies do.
Yeah.
Where they'll have, like, an actor be like, did I just say that?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
it's for gullible people at home to be like, oh my god, I'm in on the secret of, it's he obviously wanted to announce that, and he just chose that moment to
Yeah.
announce it.
Yeah.
Right? But the reason it's a trilogy and not a duology, I suspect it's due to getting The Rock back,
Yeah.
and there's more story to put into it.
Yeah.
So that's why it was stretched out.
I guess.
And
so.
I guess like they all want to kind of secure their their futures.
After this.
They want to all get like a big bag
Yeah.
and then make off into the sunset, right? Because part of like Tyrese also had Tyrese had problems with The Rock
Yeah.
because they were waiting for The Rock to come back and make Fast 9, I think.
Okay.
But he went off and made Hobbs and Shaw.
Oh.
So Tyrese makes this post about this franchise used to be about family or something.
Yeah.
But now The Rock, you try to make it about you.
Yeah.
You and your producing part, someone else that works with The Rock. You've decided to make it about you, Dwayne. He called him Dwayne. Yeah. But anyway, so there was tension between them as well because like they needed The Rock back to make the next Fast movie, so Tyrese could get paid well for that movie.
Yeah.
So, and because The Rock wasn't coming back, that held up the movie for quite a while. So obviously Tyrese was pissed about it.
Yeah.
Right.
Makes sense.
And again, that delay turned into Hobbs and Shaw.
Yeah.
So yeah. And I kind of see both their sides.
Yeah.
But yeah. Is there anything else to be said? In context.
There was something I was going to say, but now I don't remember what it was. So, oh well.
Alright, but let's go back to the beginning.
Okay.
The first Fast and Furious movie is a rip-off of Point Break,
Yes.
which is what's going to be our commentary this week.
Yes.
So, I don't know if anyone's confused why we did Point Break as the commentary. Here's context for that.
Yes.
Right. The first Fast and Furious was just a purely rip-off of Point Break, and it's turned into this spy franchise with a lot of people have problems with like the physics of stuff, and like, you know, if a car fell from that height, it would just crash. It wouldn't. You wouldn't, like, you know, carry on driving. Or stuff like that. It's obviously a movie. I don't care too much about the physics of stuff. It's you know, if everything is portrayed to be realistic. And then something unrealistic happens, then I'll have a problem. Like this universe has just been unrealistic thing after unrealistic thing. So, you know, seeing something hectic happening doesn't, you know, break my immersion in the movie. It's like, I know this is what this universe is about, right? They went to space in like a shittily, you know, strung together little thing, bro. They went into space. But anyway, so my thoughts. So this movie wants to be a superhero movie, quite desperately, right? But
with more cars.
A superhero movie with cars. That's what they want. And the movie in particular I'm thinking of is Avengers: Infinity War.
Yeah, I can see that.
So I thought that at the end of the movie, when it ended on a cliffhanger. But as I've sat with it for the past few days, I've realized that there's actually a few more scenes that are very similar to Infinity War. So like I said, this is the beginning of a trilogy that will end the Fast franchise. And Infinity War was the beginning of the end of that phase of the Marvel movies. So naturally there will be some ideas that cross over as a consequence of them being similar types of movies. But you know, there's certain things here that are just so blatant that I'm like, alright. But anyway, so the movie starts off with a flashback to Fast 5 to retcon Jason Momoa in. Right, as being a villain seeking revenge. And I like this a lot. Well, the first thing is a retcon. It's something that comes from comic books, right? I can't remember when, but we spoke about it, right? Retroactive continuity. It's when they'll add something in to make a previous scene that you thought something happened, you know, it gives more like context, or it reveals something. And in this case it reveals Jason Momoa was that guy's son. Right? Some people have said that they don't like that every villain in this franchise is someone from their past. But I think this just ties into the theme of this movie, which is family. So, like Ron DeSantis, I assume the writers of this franchise are extremely online. Right? And they see the jokes that people make. And they kind of play into it somewhat. So, I can't remember which movie it was, but we were just talking about it now, about going to space.
I think that's Fast 9.
Whatever. People were joking on the internet, oh, what's next? They're going to go into space? And, you know...
They went into space.
The Fast writers are like, oh, alright, we'll put them into space. Just kind of to, like, show, hey, we're in on the joke, or, you know... I don't like that. We spoke about this, I can't remember in which one, about fans thinking their opinion should matter, should guide the movie. The artist should, you know, decide how it goes. And if that's what the audience likes, then fair enough. But the audience shouldn't be saying, I want this to happen, and, you know, if it doesn't happen, I'm gonna cry. Whatever, right? You know, that rubbish Spider-Man movie comes to mind. And let me tell you something. It happened again this week.
What?
Somebody told me... Oh, I was arguing about this movie.
Of course you were arguing.
About this movie.
Of course you're arguing.
Okay. But somebody told me that the reason I didn't like it is because I'm not a Spider-Man fan. Right. And I find it very telling that they can't praise the movie on its own merits and say, hey, this is a good movie because XYZ. They have to attack my Spider-Man fandom because I thought this was a piece of shit. Which is very telling. They have no positive things to say about this. It's just a fucking nostalgia fest. Anyway, we shouldn't be talking about
let's
that movie just makes me so angry. Right? And the fact of the matter is, I'm a bigger Spider-Man fan than you or the people that told me that. right?
Okay.
I'm just saying.
Okay. Cool. Thank you for saying.
All right. So people online were making family jokes,
Of course, yes.
right? So again, they decided to lean into it,
Yes.
and this is the famliest movie of the franchise. Right? So it introduces Jason Momoa as the son of one of the previous villains,
Yes.
Rita Moreno as Dom's grandmother,
Yes.
which.
That's
So this is the thing.
Yeah.
She is 91
like in universe or
in real life.
Yeah.
Vin Diesel is 55.
Well, yeah. That
So that's 31 years.
Yeah.
So you telling me she had a child, that child had a child,
Yeah.
in 31 years.
Yeah. It's happened.
Yeah, but I'm just saying it's very
It's
marginal.
unlikely.
It's marginal, right?
Yes.
But that's in the real world. In
Yes.
movie, Vin Diesel looks like he's 60 and she looks like she's in her early 80s.
Yeah.
So it looks like there's a 20-year gap. Like I thought she was his mother, but they called her Abuelita.
Yes.
And I know that's like grandmother in
Yes.
Spanish or whatever.
Yeah.
So I'm like, what the fuck is going on here? And I googled the ages to make sure, and I'm like, even 31. I'm like, one of them would have to have a baby at 15 and the other at 16.
Yes.
2 teenage pregnancies
Yes.
for this to work. And in universe, it doesn't make any sense whatsoever. But anyway, we're getting distracted here, right?
Yes.
Brie Larson as Mr. Nobody's daughter,
Yes.
and Daniela Melchior as Dom's ex-girlfriend sister.
Yes.
So this used to be a car, franchise with family in it. This
Yes.
movie is a family movie. But so but since they made the choice for the villain to be a family member
Yes.
of someone from the past, I liked how they implemented the bad idea.
Okay.
So Jason Momoa is essentially playing the Joker.
Yeah. Yeah, pretty much.
Right, and in one scene he wears like a purple, like I don't know what,
like
a
the
dress,
jacket thing.
well, like a dress shirt. I don't know what to call it.
Okay.
But when they do the drag race,
Yeah.
he's wearing purple,
Yes.
and that made me think of the Joker.
Fair enough.
So, yeah.
For me, it was like a Willy Wonka, but instead of chocolate, he makes bombs.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure. I haven't had the time to check out how much footage they reused from Fast 5 and how much is new material.
It's a bit.
Alright, but
Yeah.
I haven't seen Fast 5 in a long time, so it's basically all new material to me. Right?
Okay. Yeah.
This scene was less than 5 minutes, but it conveys information about the villain in a clean way.
Yes.
We learned that Jason Momoa is a great driver. We
Yes.
saw he was driving while the guy was on top of the car shooting.
Yeah.
We learned that he was working closely with his father.
Yeah.
Both of them were exceptionally cruel.
Yeah.
Right. So so we get like a what's it called when you do donuts?
What do you mean? It's just called like drifting, I guess.
Like showing off with the car.
Yeah.
And then we see that it's his son.
Yeah.
Right. So nothing to say too much about that, right? Just the introduction of him.
Yeah.
Well, he wasn't introduced in this movie, right? Because we saw him as a baby.
Yeah.
But that's another family member. I didn't mention in the...
Yes.
And remember, I'm only mentioning new family members here.
Yes. Okay, yeah.
I'm not mentioning
Yeah.
existing family members and connections that I've... and perhaps potentially including this kid, 5 new family members.
Yes.
So, yeah,
Yeah.
right?
Okay.
So Dom and his son go home after doing a driving lesson, and we see a funny joke where they're setting up Han's dating profile. They're trying to temper his expectations about getting matches, and immediately starts getting loads of matches, right?
Yeah.
In the theatre, I also took this to be confirmation that Gal Gadot was alive.
Huh?
So it's a tired...
Wow.
It's a tired cliche in movies when someone is about to move on, then their previous love comes back into the mix and they, get together again.
Oh.
Or either they get together again or there's like a love triangle.
Yeah.
Or, as soon as I saw the idea of Han,
Yeah.
dating again,
Okay.
I'm like, oh, they're bringing back Gal Gadot.
Oh, okay. I see.
So then they mill around for a bit at the
house.
Well, I was gonna say braai, but it's a barbecue.
Yeah,
they call it a barbecue in other places in the world, right? We call it a braai.
Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah. I really don't enjoy this quote-unquote banter between Ludacris and Tyrese. Right, their relationship was the low point of the movie for me.
Okay.
Not just the scene, but throughout, every time I see them arguing, it's supposed to be a comedic moment.
Yeah.
And I didn't laugh at all. I just, I sat there with a stone face. I'm just like...
I laughed at every single bit.
Okay.
All of it.
Alright. So we find out that they have a mission in Rome.
Yeah.
And this is also when I start to think something is wrong.
Okay.
Dom is talking to Han and Tyrese appears in the background and doesn't come into the garage. I thought that was very weird.
Yeah.
I only read about Vincent Diesel's unprofessionalism after the fact.
Yeah.
But this is probably a consequence of that. Like, they couldn't film all together, so they filmed a scene with him and Han, and they filmed a scene with Tyrese, and they kind of...
They edited
it so that you think it's the same scene.
Yeah.
But yeah, probably because Vin Diesel wasn't, ready to shoot at that time or something. With Tyrese, so they even when Rita Moreno is giving a speech, Vin Diesel is like standing out,
off to the side, kind of.
Like on the other side of the table.
Yeah.
And there's nobody sitting to the right and the left of him, so they could have easily just inserted him. After the fact.
Yeah.
Right. So that whole not opening, when we see the family together at the beginning, I just thought it feels weird. Like there's something not quite right here.
Yeah.
I can't remember any other like instances of that throughout the film.
Okay.
Maybe in like Rome.
Yeah.
Dom and Letty don't meet up with the rest of the team at all. So it could be another example of like they filmed some scenes with whoever was there and they filmed some scenes with...
Yeah, well, they kind of...
is because they split up as well.
Yeah.
So there's that, so...
But they do kind of meet up. It's like, it's not the same as like standing together and talking,
but they see each other from like across the... that's, what I'm saying is it could have been edited together after the fact.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
True, yeah, could have. Yeah.
So, in the night, Dom and Letty are canoodling.
Yes, they are.
This is interrupted by the arrival of Charlize Theron.
Yes.
So, to show how formidable your villain is, you can do a few things.
Okay.
The first thing is have them beat up the previously thought badass.
Okay.
Right?
Yes.
So, coming back to the opening scene of Infinity War, Thanos, for good measure, not only beats up the Hulk, he beats up Thor too. He also kills Loki, but obviously Loki is not known as like a fighter.
Yeah.
Hulk and Thor are known as the two strongest Avengers, and he fucks them up.
Yeah.
He fucks both of them up. That's to establish how big of a threat Thanos is. It's just easy visual storytelling.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
Similar thing happens here.
Okay.
Jason Momoa takes down the previous villain in the franchise, Charlize Theron.
Yeah.
Right? To show how badass he is.
Yeah.
And again, this tells us so much about him. He's very strategic, he's well researched, as well as reinforcing how cruel he is by finding and kidnapping the loved ones of her bodyguards.
Yeah.
Right?
He called them by name as well. That was crazy.
Yeah, and he then blackmails them into killing her.
Yes.
Right. I also like that she had like a switch that stops him from shooting at her.
Yeah, that was clever.
Right. The second thing is to get a warning to the heroes.
Yes.
Right. The writer of the story is trying to imply that if this villain just showed up on their doorstep, the heroes would have no chance.
Yeah.
The villain would just curb stomp them. So to give them, like a slight chance, they need to get a warning.
Yeah.
And in Infinity War, this was the Hulk coming to Doctor Strange to tell them about Thanos, right?
Yes.
In comic book Infinity War, it was actually the Silver Surfer who came to tell them about Thanos coming.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, but
anyway,
in this movie, Charlize Theron comes to Dom like bloodied and bruised, and to warn him about Jason Momoa.
Yeah.
Right, and they start chatting and realize Oh, sorry. The next morning, Scott Eastwood comes to pick up Charlize Theron.
Yeah.
And they start chatting and realize the mission was a setup.
Yes.
And they go to rescue the team.
Yeah.
So again, very similar to Infinity War, this opening.
Yes.
Or this scene.
Now
this is not the opening scene, but it's
yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
So then we get to the Rome scene, and I have mixed feelings about it.
Okay.
So I think it's well shot. The action.
Yes. Yeah.
It looked very pretty.
Yes.
Right. The action is well choreographed.
Yeah.
Right. Jason Momoa is having a ball.
Yeah.
But there's bad CGI in certain places.
Yeah.
Right, and it's kind of dumb.
Okay.
So Jason Momoa's plan is to frame Dom and the crew for this explosion.
Yes.
But Scott Eastwood knows that they're being set up.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
He can just chat to someone in charge and, they're free.
Yes.
Scott Eastwood could go to the president and say,
listen, they're innocent.
They did nothing wrong.
Yeah.
Right? They were set up.
Yeah.
The twist at the end of the movie is that Alan Richardson is working with Jason Momoa.
Yes.
So you could say that Alan Richardson either killed or arrested Scott Eastwood.
Yes.
But show me that scene.
Yeah.
Right? And even if you don't show me that scene, at least mention that it happened, right?
Yeah.
Scott Eastwood jumps out of a car in Rome and then we never see him again.
Yeah. That's it.
It's unclear what happened to him, right? It's this idea of them being framed for this whole thing falls apart with Scott Eastwood alive.
Yes.
So as a whole, I just didn't like the idea of it.
Yeah.
Right? But we're only told that it's a frame job after the fact, right?
Yes.
During the action sequence, I didn't understand what the end goal was here.
I thought the end goal was to, well, not bomb Rome, but steal the... What did they... They were originally meant to steal like a computer chip or something. And then it ended up being a bomb.
Yeah.
So I'm assuming the end goal was to steal the chip.
Where was the chip?
There was no chip. Because it ended up being a bomb.
Yeah, so then how was the end goal to steal the chip?
Well, that was the original goal of going to Rome.
Yeah, but the situation changed.
Oh, right, yeah. Then I guess the end goal was to stop Rome blowing up.
Yeah, but so this is the thing. There's no like. So a good action scene establishes the rules.
Right.
And stakes early on so the audience can follow along.
Okay.
I just thought there's no way out. They have no way to stop that bomb. They don't have like a plane or something that can lift it out. Yeah. And even if they did have that, Jason Momoa has the detonator.
Yeah.
Right? There's no like situation that could stop that bomb.
Yes.
It's just we know the bomb is gonna go off.
Yeah.
But they haven't established a way to stop it. Right?
Yes.
That removes all the tension from the scene, at least for me.
Yeah.
Because I knew this bomb is going to blow up. There's no question. It's going to blow up, right?
It will blow up, yes.
So even if like they introduced a way to stop it.
Yeah.
And that way to stop it eventually fails, there was still that tension of, will this work or won't it work?
Yes.
So then I just waited, the bomb went off.
Yeah. Cool.
And Jason Momoa said something about suffering to Dom over the radio.
Yeah.
Which, how is blowing up a bomb in Rome making Dom suffer? It's, again, like if you did it near his house or something, or like in his community, that would make sense. It's just
also, that it was a nuclear bomb, and you're telling me a river that's like...
Was it a nuclear bomb?
Yeah. They say it's like a...
I think they said neutrino.
Yeah. Which is
that a nuclear bomb?
Yes.
Alright, well...
Neutrinos are like...
Listen,
how do I describe it?
I'm not a science guy. I don't know about...
I am a science guy.
Alright, fine, but if you're saying that, then... Yeah, everyone should be dead.
Yes!
Momoa stands with his arms out and feels the blast on his skin. But it's just treated like a regular bomb.
Yeah. That was really confusing for me. Because it was like... You put it in a river, but it should still blow up most of Italy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, there's a bunch of like these small scenes that I'm just not going to mention. Like,
okay.
Brie Larson going to see Letty. There's nothing to
Yeah.
like chat about there,
Yeah. Well,
right?
breaks out.
So like, well, not really.
Yeah.
She just happens to not be in that particular prison cell anymore, but she's still under the care of the agency.
Yeah, she
with
just...
Charlize Theron in Antarctica. Spoiler alert.
Unbelievable.
All right.
How could you spoil that?
Alright.
Yeah.
But, yeah, so I'm just going through the scenes that I have stuff to say about, right?
Yes.
So the next scene is with Brie Larson and Alan Richardson.
Yes.
Infinity War was the first appearance of Captain Marvel, played by Brie Larson.
Yes.
And this is her first appearance in the Fast movies.
Also, yes.
So, another Infinity War link.
Yeah.
It's not as blatant as the others.
Yeah.
Well, it's, I guess, casting the same actor.
Yeah.
But, it's not an in-story thing. It's a out of story thing.
Yes.
That she happened to be in the other movie that I'm comparing this to.
Yeah.
Right. So, again, Infinity War, Jason Momoa is the Joker.
Yes.
And in the Rome scene, he calls somebody Captain America.
Okay.
I can't remember who, but he shouts something, and he's like, maybe Dom.
Maybe. I have no idea. I'll have to go rewatch it. But
Is Dom fully American?
no, he's like Cuban, I think. Cuban or Costa Rican, or
And he lived in Brazil for a long time.
Yeah.
Does he have a passport there? What's going on?
Or maybe he's Brazilian.
I don't know. Well, they might have like mentioned this in Fast and Furious 1 or 2, and I just can't remember. I haven't seen those in
Probably. Yeah.
20 years.
It's been a little bit.
But yeah, I'm not a car guy, so it's like I do go and rewatch movies that I love.
Yeah.
But I haven't gone back and rewatched the Fast and Furious movies. I don't really give a shit about them, bro. Yeah. But anyway, we find out Alan Richardson is a hardline agent who has zero tolerance for breaking the rules.
Yes.
And is critical of the law enforcement agents who abandon the rules to link up with Dom.
Yeah.
So Paul Walker, the Rock, Helena, they were all like police or some kind of law enforcement, and they they left their jobs and they broke the rules to go be with Dom.
Yeah.
I found that that's a reasonable motivation.
Okay.
I like the idea that there's somebody out there who's like, listen, I'm not going to fall for your bullshit, Dom. Right? I don't care how charming you are. I'm against you. Right?
Yeah.
I feel like the twist at the end, that the real reason Alan Richardson has it in for Dom in the team is that he's working with Jason Momoa.
Yeah.
Is kind of stupid because, again, it's totally reasonable that there's somebody who sees the rules being broken and is upset about it.
Yeah.
The twist doesn't add anything to the movie.
Yeah.
It's just, instead of this reasonable reason to hate Dom, I have this other reasonable reason to hate Dom.
Yeah.
Right? That's how I took it.
Yeah.
The other thing I'm trying to remember, if they revealed Alan Richardson killed Scott Eastwood,
Yes.
that would be one way to make it, that twist more meaningful.
Yeah.
That the reason they were able to be framed is because he took out Scott Eastwood.
Yeah.
Something like that.
But maybe the writers stumble upon this podcast in their chronic internetness and add that in.
Well, hi, Fast and Furious writers. And I know you're listening. Your movie is rubbish. Yeah, I'm not giving you tips and to make it better. I'm just saying it's awful. Get out of here.
That was our chance to become Fast and Furious writers.
I don't want. Well, you don't want to be a Fast and Furious writer either. You just want to drive the car.
Yeah, pretty much.
So you'd want to become a stunt driver for the Fast movies.
Yeah.
You don't want to write the movie, right? So anyway, then we see Dom and the majestic Dame Helen Mirren.
Yeah.
Well, this is the second movie that we're chatting about her.
Yeah.
She was in Shazam!
Yeah.
2.
Yes.
Fury of the Gods, and she was one of the titular gods.
Yeah.
So anyway, she says, "You've skyrocketed to the top of every most wanted list. Whoever did this wanted to sever your ties to the agency and separate you from your family."
Yes.
So this could have easily been accomplished without that bomb scene.
Yeah.
Again, if we don't
Yeah.
go there by being a twist, Alan Richardson could just sever ties with Dom just because, he's a crank and he hates Dom. Right? The rest of the team get false intel and they're kidnapped as soon as they arrive at the destination.
Yeah.
It feels like they wanted to include a ping pong scene in Rome and had to work backwards to find a rationalization to why it would happen.
Yeah.
Right? The best action scenes are when it makes sense to the plot.
Yeah.
This just felt out of place, even though, again, I thought it looked good. So, like the opening, this Rome scene was a bad idea, but with good execution.
Yeah.
I feel.
Yeah.
So, there are two major set pieces so far. I don't think they were well thought out
Yes.
in the reasoning for it, but the actual scene that happened was fun.
Okay. Yeah.
Right? So the next scene I have no notes on.
I do.
It's John Cena rescuing the kid.
Oh.
And spoiler alert, I really thought John Cena was the best actor in this movie. Right? Despite
fair.
joining the profession quite recently.
Fair.
Certain people, certain fucking loser dorks, right, tried to say, well, he was acting while he was a wrestler.
No, he wasn't.
Listen to me, and listen well. Wrestling is real. And anyone who tries to tell you differently is a liar. They're a fool and a liar. But anyway, the stakes are clear here. These guys are trying to capture the kid.
Yes.
John Cena is fighting them.
Yeah.
The tension is whether or not John Cena will defeat them.
Yes.
Simple things like this make action scenes more enjoyable.
Yes.
So then I guess the joke is that John Cena has a bad car. So I'm going to be honest. Those cars looked identical to me. Are you done?
No.
So it's only when I read other reviews did I realize there was a quote-unquote joke. So I'm not going to mention them kind of again. Well, we will mention them again, but I'm just saying there's a bunch of times where we cut back to them and, it's kind of nothing happening. It's just them bonding.
Yeah.
Like listening to music or whatever.
Yeah.
There's nothing, to analyze or, chat about.
Yeah. Fair.
So then we go to Brazil for another poorly thought out scene.
Yes.
Right. I guess they remembered that this is a movie about cars and wanted to include a race.
Yeah.
So I had to shoehorn this in.
Yeah.
It also introduces us to Daniela Melchior.
Yes.
She was Ratcatcher in,
that thing. Where
Suicide Squad.
Yeah.
And she was the Red Lady in Guardians 3.
Oh.
When they get into the place.
Yeah.
Was she? Okay, never mind.
She might have been.
But yeah, whatever, right?
Yeah.
We later find out it's Helena's sister.
Yeah.
And yeah, I have nothing to say about that.
Okay, fair enough.
Just she didn't really have much to do.
Yeah. She's...
Very small part.
Yeah.
But anyway, again, it's an ensemble, so fair. I guess not everyone had enough to do.
Yeah.
And she's a new character.
Yeah.
So, I think maybe in the next two movies, maybe she gets a bigger part, or at least something to do.
Just something.
So, again, talking about poorly set up stakes, right?
Yeah.
Jason Momoa says, if you win, you take me in.
Yes.
If you lose, don't lose.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah, he does.
Which seems like a threat. Like, if this guy loses, he'll die, or something bad will happen.
Yeah.
But then Don loses and nothing happens.
Well, his friend dies.
Yeah, but that's not losing the race. I'm saying
Well,
Jason Momoa says don't lose.
yeah.
But so Dom lost the race because he didn't even finish.
Yes.
What was the consequence for him not finishing the race? Or not winning the race, I mean.
I don't know. I guess the consequence is implied to be that his friend dies. But that's not like... It's not...
If he had won the race, that would not have saved his
Yes,
friend.
I don't know.
That's why I'm saying it's... I think they just wanted to give Jason Momoa a badass line.
Yeah.
If you lose, don't lose. They never thought about it. Right? Jason Momoa cheats and wins.
Yes.
So, personally, I would declare that null and void. He set up bombs on the other people's cars, bro. That's not a fair win. And again, I'm not a car guy, so I don't know I don't know what you guys get up to, but just for me, I think that's unfair. You know, blowing up another person's car.
Yeah.
Right.
It's very Mario Kart to blow up someone else's car.
Yeah, and the Joker.
Yeah. That is true.
He's twisted.
Yeah.
Like Jason Momoa in this movie.
Yeah.
So then the rest of the crew is in London at Pete Davidson's black market shop, right? It's this very tired trope in movies where somebody will eat it or have a small little bit of drugs, and they start hallucinating fast. He had one bite of that, a small bite of that muffin, and he's tripping balls, bro.
Man.
And I think the implication is that those are weed muffins.
They're drug muffins of some kind.
Yeah, but weed doesn't do that to you. Weed doesn't make you hallucinate like that.
Huh.
Again, not that I would know.
Yeah, I have no idea.
But I'm just saying, it's you see this in movies a lot.
Yeah.
Someone will do a little bit of drugs and they will be fucked out of their mind. Gazoinked. But anyway, Tyrese and Ludacris in this aggressively bad fight scene. I truly find these guys to be interminable. I was shaking my head in the theater, bro. Then in an extremely dumb decision, they go to get help from Deckard Shaw.
Yeah.
In universe, this makes no sense whatsoever.
Yes.
He's an enemy.
Yes.
But out of universe, the writers needed a way to get Jason Statham involved into the fray.
Yes.
So, somehow even dumber, the agency was taking out Shaw, waiting for the crew to show up.
Yeah.
Again, if he's an enemy, why would they go show up at his house?
I don't know.
It's just... If you think about this too much, it just falls apart, bro.
Yeah.
But yeah, they have a nice fight scene.
Yeah.
I thought that was a very funny joke of he was punching a guy inside the... I'm trying to remember, but I think that also happens in Hobbs and Shaw.
I have no idea. At mine, yeah.
I'm not invested enough to go back and check like Fast 5. I really don't give a shit, right? So Shaw then sets them up with transport and goes off in his own, off on his own.
Yeah.
I presume to save Helen Mirren from these guys.
Yeah.
So then Alan Richardson arrests Dom.
Yeah.
And says, the days of when one man behind the wheel of a car could make a difference are over.
Well,
that's not a phrase that needs to be combated. No. Nobody in the history of the world has said the phrase, one man behind the wheel of a car can make a difference.
I am sure that someone on F1 Twitter has.
One man behind the wheel of a car can make a difference.
I am so sure that someone on F1 Twitter has said that.
This guy is arguing with the fake argument, bro. Nobody... Here I was walking around thinking one man behind the wheel of a car could make a difference, but Alan Richardson brought me back down to earth with this truth serum. With this, right. This scene makes no sense in relation to the twist of the movie.
Yeah.
Jason Momoa launches a rocket and blows up the van that Dom and Alan Richardson are in.
Yes.
So, number one, if they are partners, how is that not a deal breaker? You blow up a van while I was inside it, and I only survived because Dom held me down when it exploded. Right? Like, that's at least a strongly worded email to HR. Like, that's an unsafe work environment, bro.
You think bad guys have HR?
I'm just saying, they should. If they want to be real bad guys and be outside, regulation. But I don't think they are. I think they're,
They're good bad guys.
Yeah.
Law-abiding bad guys.
Law-abiding bad guys. That's my... they have an HR, they have a therapist in the company. If anyone wants to go chat, they have a games room where they play foosball. They have a vending machine. Yeah. But anyway. But what if Dom died there?
Then Dom died and the franchise would have been over.
So Jason Momoa has been very clear that he doesn't want to kill Dom until he's suffered, right?
Yes.
He said something like, never death when suffering is owed, or something like that, right?
Yes.
Or never...
It's like a motif throughout
never accept death. Not never death.
Never death.
Never accept death when suffering is owed.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
The same thing is when Jason Momoa mates start shooting at them.
Yeah. Okay.
They could have easily killed Alan Richardson and Dom. Right?
Yeah.
This scene on the bridge makes no sense.
Yes.
Jason Momoa says, I brought you here to show you where it all started, or something like that, or where you killed my father.
Yeah.
But, again, in the context of the movie, no sense.
Well, yeah, I feel like Dom knows where he killed his father. Yeah.
Right. Then Brie Larson shows up.
Yeah.
And gets shot.
Yeah.
And Jason Momoa takes the
God's eye
from her. And again,
this
would have been a good place to reveal Alan Richardson as the villain.
Yeah. Yeah.
It just makes literally no sense that that scene played out as it did, given what we find out later.
Yes.
And a twist is supposed to give you like added context, an added layer when you rewatch the movie.
Yeah.
As we're going through this, I'm like, Alan Richardson being the villain makes less sense than right. So where are we? So Jason Momoa takes the God's Eye so he can go find Dom's son.
Yes.
So the next we see the mercenaries chasing after John Cena and the kid.
Yes.
So we obviously there's this plot in the background. We find out Jason Momoa drained their bank accounts and he paid mercenaries to come and kill them.
Yes.
Right. But and I assume he gave the coordinates of Dom's kid and John Cena to the mercenaries, and now they're chasing after them. Right.
Like the plane.
So Alan Richardson and Dom show up on a plane.
Yeah.
And this was my favorite part of the movie. When Dom jumped from the plane onto the there's like two cars underneath.
Yeah.
He lands
and he just keeps going.
I had a big smile on my face when that happened. I had such a big chuckle. Yeah. But so that was my favorite part, followed by maybe the dumbest part of this movie.
Okay.
The kid jumps on the back of the car to fix the cannon thing.
Yes.
And Jason Momoa abducts him.
Just grabs him straight off the back.
Yeah, John Cena had one job.
Yeah.
And in that scene, at that moment, there was nobody following them.
Yes.
Which is why he felt, safe to go fix the cannon.
Yeah.
But I'd tell him, what if you just fall off? Or,
what if literally anything happens?
Well, I have one job, keep you safe. But you know what? Go and fix the cannon. I don't have any other things, in this car that I could use.
Yeah.
I haven't built in any other tricks. I've only built the one cannon. And if that cannon is fucked, the whole thing is fucked. Right. There's also this weird subplot that I haven't mentioned so far.
Okay.
Right, of both the kid and John Cena feeling as if though they're failing to live up to Dom.
Yeah.
Yeah. And when we see Dom's feeling on this is, my son will be better than I am.
Yes.
Right. Most movies resolve this idea by making the character realize that they don't need to live up to this other person. Right.
Yeah.
They just have to be their own person. They have to be themselves. They don't need to. Dom is a car guy.
Yeah.
His son, maybe he doesn't like cars.
Yeah.
Maybe he likes
boats.
Another thing. He likes football.
Yeah.
He loves football.
Football.
Right? At the end of the movie, you'd see the boy, he loves football or whatever, and he's doing the thing that he loves.
Yeah.
He doesn't live in his father's shadow because he's doing his own thing.
Yeah.
Right?
Yes.
In this movie, however, John Cena feels like he can't live up to his brother and commits suicide. So this kind of parallels a scene that's not in Infinity War, it's in Endgame.
Okay.
when Black Widow kills herself.
Yes.
She jumps off the.
Yeah.
You know.
When she's fighting with Hawkeye.
Yes.
To be the one to
And
sacrifice himself.
I also believe that to be suicide, right?
Yeah.
Now, I understand that the Red Skull said that the only way to do it
Yeah.
is a sacrifice.
Yes.
But why am I believing the skeleton motherfucker? Shouldn't we test this hypothesis first? Like, send a plane down there, see if we can... let's see if we can grab that gem before, without without killing somebody. Nobody thought, what if this weird guy that's floating is lying?
Yeah.
It's just... None of the Avengers thought, like, even Thanos, didn't he had a bunch of gems at that point.
Yeah.
He never thought, let me use this to try get it. I think maybe the Red Skull says the gems won't work here
Yeah.
or something. But still, at least try.
No.
Don't. He just says it's not going to work, and you're like, yeah, you're right.
Yeah. Cool. Just sacrifice my daughter. That's fine. Cool.
Yeah, but anyway, this movie doesn't even have that reasoning that a weird skeletal guy told him to do it. John Cena for no reason. There's no reason, bro. There's not a single reason. So then Dom saves the kid. The kid jumps out of Jason Momoa's car. Isn't there like some physics stuff? Well, I know I said we're not going to mention physics, but
isn't there physics?
This made me. This was kind of the one. Never mind.
There's a lot of stuff.
Yeah, but when he jumped out of the car and he landed perfectly in Dom's car, I'm like, all right. So Dom saves the kid, and
Yes.
later Jason Momoa says, "You're exactly where I wanted you."
Yes.
He planned this, did he?
Yeah. Obviously.
He didn't even know where the kid was, right? He got the God's eye in the previous scene.
Yes.
That's like earlier that day.
Maybe it's been like 2-3 days.
But Dom knows where his son is.
Yes.
So why wouldn't he immediately go to?
I have no idea.
But yeah.
I'm just trying to make sense of this.
Alright. So again, how could they have set up this elaborate trap at the dam in such a short amount of time?
Yeah.
And then we find out the Alan Richardson twist, that he's working with Jason Momoa.
Yeah.
Like I highlighted with the scene on the bridge, this doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
In the flashback, they show us Jason Momoa gets robbed by Dom.
Yes.
Why would Alan Richardson want to ally with somebody who just lost all their money? They've been trying to see this idea that Dom is a man of honor and Jason Momoa just uses his wealth to get what he wants.
Yes.
Like you remember at the drag race?
Yeah.
He says, you just think you can buy everyone.
Yes.
The I guess unspoken thing, meaning if you have honor,
Yeah.
other people with honor won't bend down to money. They will,
They'll
act honorably.
Yes.
So, in this case, if this guy is all about money,
Yeah.
why would, Jason... So without his wealth, Jason Momoa has nothing.
Yes.
So that's why I was just like, Alan Richardson being the villain really
Yeah.
upset me.
It kind of...
It makes no sense, bro.
Yeah.
Beyond no sense.
Yeah.
Right?
That is true.
So then Dom and the kid seem to be cornered, but he just jumps off the
Yeah.
bridge.
It's the most perfect thing. He just...
But
Yeah.
I immediately saw that coming. I'm like, oh, I can see the... What's it called? The damn wall is like kind of curved.
Yeah.
I'm like, perfect to ride down.
Yeah. I mean, what else could he have done though?
Yeah. Again.
That's it.
But this is an example of, you know what I said in an earlier scene?
Yeah.
We can see a way out for him.
Yes.
Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So there's the tension of will he jump off this bridge or...
Yeah.
Right?
True.
That's a better scene than that previous one where we don't know what's happening, right?
Will he, won't he?
Yeah.
Yeah. Or maybe he could have reversed and gone into the dam.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I just thought the CGI here was awful.
Oh yeah, it was.
There's some very...
Yeah.
There's a fire behind them and Dom puts the NOS on. And
Yeah.
that should blow up the car.
Yeah.
But again, whatever. Jason Momoa says, time for you to die, as he blows up the bridge and
Yes.
we get this Avengers style cliffhanger, you know, when they
Yeah.
uh
It seems the villains won.
yeah. But Thanos' plan was to dust the universe.
Yes.
This guy's plan wasn't to kill Dom. He
No.
wanted to make him suffer.
Yes.
At what point did he suffer? Maybe
Um,
stealing his child, he suffered a little bit.
he
of
he
worry.
suffered for like 5 minutes. Yeah.
It's like nothing this guy did made him suffer. Because his whole thing was like, I'll kill you after I made you suffer.
Yes.
Nothing made. Again, he didn't suffer at all. And eventually he's like, okay, I'm gonna kill you.
Again, the only thing I can think of is killing his friend at the race. But that's it. That's literally
not one
it.
of the crew. Well, I guess they killed the rest of the crew. Tyrese and them.
Well, we don't know.
Well, that was. Yeah, we don't know, but I think we're meant to believe.
Yes. But considering
There's no.
yeah,
there's no
considering
chance.
it's 2 more movies after this, there's
Yes.
no way they are dead.
So.
Yeah.
Very dumb.
Yes.
But then we go to another scene where we. Oh, I haven't mentioned this at all, but Letty and Charlize Theron.
Yes.
They had a fight and they break out of that Arctic base and they walking and they come to a submarine
Yes.
and Gal Gadot is back.
Yeah.
Like I suspected.
Pops up out of ice.
Right.
Yeah.
So she never died in the previous movie.
Yes.
She just fell off like that plane and disappeared into the darkness.
Yes.
And they say they never recovered her body.
Yes.
So I always felt like her return was a matter of time.
Does make sense.
And
Yep.
especially when Han came back, I'm like, yeah,
Yeah, obviously.
they definitely got to bring her back soon.
Yeah.
And yeah, it was just time. And
Yeah.
I think Wonder Woman 1984 bombed.
Yeah.
So
So she needs some way to keep her career alive.
And finally, we get to the mid-credit scene where The Rock
Yeah.
gets a message from Jason Momoa and says, "Well, I ain't hard to find, you some bitch."
Yeah. He's
Which-
back, baby.
Again, that was a bigger surprise. Okay.
Yeah.
In universe,
Yes.
it should be a bigger surprise that Gal Gadot is alive.
Yes.
Because she was presumed dead,
Yes.
although not confirmed.
Yes.
The Rock is very much alive in that universe.
Yes.
So
He's fine.
Yeah. So the mid-credit scene should be swapped with the
The
end scene.
Yeah.
Because it shouldn't be a shock that the Rock is
Alive.
Alive.
And fine.
But in the real world,
Yes.
it's more of a shock that The Rock came back
Yeah.
after, you know, this public beef with both Vin Diesel and Tyrese.
Yeah.
And but
Yeah.
like Gal Gadot, Black Adam bombed.
Yeah.
Black Adam bombed. Shazam bombed.
Yeah.
And this movie is potentially bombing too.
Oh no.
So this is the thing. We didn't mention this in the context, but this movie cost $340 million to make.
That yeah.
That is $10 million less than Avatar.
You know they had 6 or 7 copies of each of those cars. Like the really expensive cars had 6 or 7 copies of each.
Yeah.
Which is like 200 cars. Yeah.
My point being, we can actually just go check the box office right now.
Okay.
But remember, we have to double for
For marketing. Yeah.
right? So if it costs 340 million, we usually just add on another,
Half.
300 million.
Okay.
So it roughly costs like 650 million, right?
Yes. Roughly.
So it would need to make at least like a billion, 1.2 to like, you know.
To do decently.
Yes. At current moment, it's made 520 million.
Yeah.
So
I mean, it's halfway there.
to breaking even.
Yeah.
Well, no. Sorry, breaking even would be 600 million. So they're 80 million away from breaking even.
Yeah.
More or less.
More or less, yeah.
Well, maybe they could do it. Just slightly break even.
Yeah. just barely get there, and that's enough.
Alright.
Okay.
So yeah. Do you have anything else to say?
Oh, you know what I didn't talk about? The soundtrack. Brian Tyler is an amazing composer. Specifically for things to do with cars. Like he did the F1 theme, and he's been doing the Fast movies. And yeah, I really enjoyed his compositions, I guess, in this movie.
Well, I very rarely noticed the music in the movie.
Yeah.
The one time I really did notice was, you know, where you said Han and Dom were in the garage,
Yeah.
and Tyrese was outside of the garage.
Yeah.
When Han leaves, they play Paul Walker's
See you again.
do 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 do.
Okay, yeah, close
The,
enough. See you again.
the piano
yeah.
from See You Again.
Yes.
They start playing.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
yeah, that's the only time I noticed music in this.
Fair enough.
Is anything?
No, that's about it for me. Yeah.
Yeah. So, I thought this movie was rubbish.
Fair enough.
A 5. Yourself?
I'd say like a 7.
Fair enough.
I like cars.
Alright.
Yeah.
So, thank you for listening. Oh, wait.
Okay, I'm waiting. Recommendations.
Yes. I knew there was something I was missing, yeah.
So what are your recommendations?
Oh, should I?
Yeah, I'm loading mine.
Alright. So I watched That 90s Show.
Okay.
It's a follow-up to That 70s Show, obviously.
Yeah. Yes.
This came out like in January or something.
Yeah.
I just never watched it at the time. I only got around to it now.
Alright, yeah, okay.
Made me very nostalgic for the early 2000s.
Yeah.
Right? Because that's when That 70s Show was on.
Yeah.
And Red and Kitty are kind of like the heart of the show.
Okay.
And do you know who they are?
No.
Alright. Red and Kitty were the parents on That 70s Show.
Oh, right.
Now they like taking care of their grandchildren.
Oh, I see.
Their kids' children.
Okay.
So yeah. That 90s Show, I thought it was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Ted Lasso,
Yeah.
the finale came out today. I haven't watched it yet.
Okay.
You came over before.
Oh, nice.
There's a few things I wanted to watch, but I just thought let me watch it later after
Yeah.
we've done recording and stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'll see how it ends soon.
Okay.
Wall Street.
Yeah.
It's a movie from '87,
Okay.
directed by Oliver Stone, starring Michael Douglas.
Okay.
Excellent movie. I had a ball.
Okay.
Just the folly of capitalism on full display.
Okay.
And then I watched its sequel, Wall Street Money Never Sleeps, from 2010.
Yeah.
Saw Shia LaBeouf as
Hey, I know him.
yes, and it just goes to show how like all the old directors thought, oh, Shia LaBeouf is the next big thing.
Yeah.
He was in Indiana Jones with Steven Spielberg.
Yeah.
He was in what else was he in?
Transformers.
Yeah, but Michael Bay is not an old director, you know.
Yeah, true.
But yeah, Wall Street, directed by Oliver Stone.
Yeah.
He's an older director. There's something else I'm trying to think about that Shia LaBeouf was in it, and but basically that guy, he threw away his career by being a creep. Every director thought, okay, this is the young new hit guy,
Yeah.
and he just disappeared
Yeah.
by being a creep.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah, I actually thought Wall Street Money Never Sleeps is better than the original. It's one of those like, it's kind of a lot like Blade Runner.
Okay.
Not in terms of content at all. Just it was a movie in the 80s, and there was a sequel in the 2010s.
Okay.
And both, I can't decide which one is better. They both are very good in their own way.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. The next thing is The Weight of Water.
Okay.
That's not Avatar: The Way of Water. The Weight of Water, which
How
is
much it weighs.
Yeah.
Yes.
We never find that out in the movie.
Oh.
I'm afraid.
Oh.
Yeah.
What's the point? Yeah.
They weighed a brick. They weighed some wood. And we saw a bottle of water right at the end, but the movie ended before we find out what the weight of water was. I guess like this movie, Fast Exit, ended on a cliffhanger. Hoping we'll come back for the sequel. But yeah, The Weight of Water, the next movie in Catherine Bigelow's filmography.
Right.
It's maybe her worst movie.
Oh.
It's very upsetting.
Well, yeah. We didn't find out the way to water.
Yes, but the actual plot of this is like there's these two couples on a boat.
Okay.
And they're finding out the story from 100 years ago of this murder.
Okay.
And there's like parallels between that murder and what's happening on this boat.
Oh,
So,
cool.
yeah, very boring.
Oh.
Like, I like the idea of it, but
Yeah.
the execution is very poorly done.
Yeah.
And like I said, I've been watching her movies recently, so she's so good, and this movie was so like beneath her.
Yeah.
But yeah, anyway,
Okay.
Inside Number 9. Do you know what that is? Have we mentioned it? I think we did, right?
Not that I can recall, but we
So
might
it's
have.
an anthology series. Like,
Oh yes, yes,
like
yes,
Black
we have.
Mirror.
Yeah,
right?
yeah, we have.
I think I mentioned this when the season started. The season ended now.
Oh, nice. Okay.
It was 6 episodes, so
Yeah.
a couple of weeks ago I probably mentioned.
Yeah.
Yeah, very good.
Okay.
There was like a. Do you know the movie Carrie?
No.
So it's a girl who has like telekinesis powers,
Oh, okay.
and she like blows people up.
Nice.
Well, right.
Nice.
It was based on a Stephen King book,
Okay.
so it's kind of assumed that she has The Shining,
Oh.
in the same way Danny from The Shining has The Shining.
Huh. Good enough.
But anyway, it's irrelevant. There's one of the anthology episodes in Inside Number 9 is somebody blowing heads up. And,
Nice.
Yeah. The next thing is The General.
Okay.
It's the next Buster Keaton movie I watched.
Alright.
Both The General and Battling. I can't remember what's the other one.
Battling something.
Battling Butler, I think.
Okay.
He plays a boxer
Oh.
who has the same name. Well, he plays a guy who has the same name as a boxer.
Oh.
And they kind of get switched and he has to box.
Oh.
The General,
Yes.
it's the name of a train.
Okay.
It's a very bizarre movie where he so he's just a train conductor,
Alright.
and he tries to sign up for the army for the war.
Okay.
Now do you know which war this is?
Hmm?
It's the Civil War.
Oh.
And
Okay.
And he's a Confederate.
Oh. Okay. Wow.
But anyway, it's a
Okay.
story of like the Confederacy getting their act together to fight off the North. So yeah, it's politically a very bad movie, but I enjoyed it a lot. Like on a technical level, just as an action movie,
Okay.
far better than Fast X.
Oh. As an action movie.
Yeah,
Yeah.
just I don't want to spoil it, but there's the scene on a train
Yeah.
where you think somebody's gonna get blown up
Yeah.
and something amazing happens.
Okay.
And yeah, I don't think it's his. Some people put it as his best movie.
Yeah.
I still think Sherlock Jr. is better
Okay.
than The General, but I really like The General. I
Okay.
have really good feelings about it.
Fair enough.
The next thing is Succession.
Succession.
It ended this week.
Yes.
Perfect ending.
Yeah.
I don't want to spoil anything.
Yeah.
Even though, like I mentioned, somebody died early on in a
Yeah.
different episode, but like, yeah.
I follow a lot of people that have been watching Succession, over the run, and all the reactions have been like insane about how it ended. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kind of the perfect ending.
yeah, I mean I haven't watched it, but
Should I spoil it?
no,
Alright.
unless we do a Succession episode at some point.
I need to rewatch Succession.
Oh my goodness.
So this is the thing. I currently have it as number 3 on my all-time list.
Yes.
And I had it as number 3 a few weeks ago when I caught up with it.
Okay.
And I was waiting for the season to end so I can...
Yeah. You
Reevaluate.
did speak about this.
Right.
Yeah.
So now that I've watched it, I still think it's at number 3. But I
Okay.
need to rewatch it to see if I would, move it up or...
Yeah.
Yeah, it can only go up. It's not going down.
Okay. It's definitely not going down.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, another show could come along in the future and it could go down. But
Yeah.
I'm saying at current moment.
It won't go down because of something that it did.
Yes.
Yeah.
It only has the potential to go up. I feel
Okay.
like I didn't grasp its greatness.
Damn. Okay.
Even though I'd already thought it was great, I think there's more there that I need to reinvestigate.
Yeah.
And I'll be going into this week.
Okay.
Then I watched Josie and the Pussycats, a
Okay.
live action movie from early 2000s.
Yeah.
Magnificent movie.
Okay.
Uh,
What's it about?
the fight against capitalism.
Damn.
Karl Marx wrote his book based on this movie.
Wow.
Wonderful movie. Right? I had a ball with it.
Okay.
Starring Rachel Lee Cook.
Okay.
Do you know who that is?
Her name sounds familiar.
She was the lead in She's All That.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was thinking about She's All That last night. I saw a post on Reddit
Okay.
that was like, to the guys of Reddit, what's your favorite romantic movie?
Yeah.
And the song Kiss Me by Sixpence None the Richer started playing in my head. Because, yeah, it's from She's All That.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I love She's All That. Right, but anyway, I think this was a follow-up to She's All That.
Oh, okay.
Anyway, the next thing is Barry.
Barry.
We spoke about this, I think.
Yes.
It's a TV show where he's a hitman.
Yes.
It ended on the same night Succession ended.
Okay.
So 2 finales, and they both on HBO.
Oh.
So they went back-to-back finales.
Oh, nice.
So this week Succession, Barry and Ted Lasso are ending.
Yeah.
Right? I think they should have given it a week.
Okay.
Staggered it so that the Succession finale was this week and Barry next week.
Okay.
Because I feel like Barry isn't getting its flowers because
Succession. Yeah.
Everyone's talking about Succession, but both
Yeah.
were very, very good finales.
Okay.
Both tied everything up very nicely. Both. Well, this is the thing. I feel like Barry, they took 2 seasons and putting it into 1.
Okay.
I think story-wise, they could have split up this last season into 2.
Yeah.
They didn't need to rush it so much.
Yeah.
But I did like how it happened.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, sorry, I like the story, but I don't like how it happened. They should have split it up into longer.
Yeah.
Right. So, but yeah, the ending,
Yeah.
kind of perfect.
Kind of perfect.
Yeah.
Okay.
Succession ending perfect.
Completely perfect.
Yes. That's what I'm saying. Barry, it's like a 9 out of 10.
Okay.
Succession is a 10 out of 10.
Okay.
So yes,
I'm seeing.
that's it.
Okay. Nice.
Alright.
Yeah.
Yeah. Your iPad
Okay.
went off.
No, it's yeah, because
You
I
wrote
needed
it out.
to yeah.
Alright.
So I've been recently.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, recently I discovered this streaming platform called Dropout.
Alright.
Yeah, I weird name, yeah, but it's you know, did you ever watch those like college humor skits on YouTube?
Yes.
It's like very SNL kind of.
Yes.
Yeah. Right.
Well,
So-
okay, never mind.
Okay, cool. Anyway, they started their own streaming platform called Dropout, and one of the things that they released it like last year sometime, but it's called Play It by Ear, right? And it's basically they get like 4 or 5 people and a narrator, and these people improv an entire musical about whatever the narrator says.
Very good.
Yeah, it's amazing. The music's amazing. The improv's absolutely fantastic. And the first episode of season 2 released last night.
Very good.
Yeah, but I haven't had time to watch that yet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Alright.
But yeah, that's
Is that it?
Yeah, that's the one thing I've had time to watch this week.
Alright. So, thank you for listening.
Yeah, thank you.
Please remember to rate, review, subscribe, give a like,
Yeah.
etc.
Yeah.
Importantly, it needs to be a 5-star review.
Has to be.
If it's not, I'm gonna fake my death and move to the countryside. You'll never see me again, listeners, if you don't give me a 5-star review. And you're saying, "Oh, Precious, this is emotional blackmail. It's not nice what you're doing. It's unfair." I don't give a fuck. I need those 5-star reviews. I'm like a very demanding news editor. I want those 5-star reviews on my desk stand.
J. Jonah Jameson.
J. Jonah. I am like J. Jonah. I'm very anti-Spider-Man. Let me tell you. Let me tell you, I hate that Spider-Man
The Spider
movie.
Menace.
That Spider Menace. God damn it, I'm so angry. I hate you, Spider-Man. That Spider Menace. So yeah. Please subscribe on Patreon to listen to our movie commentaries.
Yeah.
Now, here's just a preview. Next week, my co-host is unavailable.
Yes.
So what we're going to do is record a commentary
Yes.
and release it as the main feed episode that week.
Yeah.
The idea being, you can get a preview of what our commentaries are like, and you can maybe subscribe based on if you enjoy it or not.
Yeah.
So yeah, next week expect a commentary.
Yeah.
And that commentary will be
On Patreon.
yeah.
No.
But what?
Well, right.
movie?
The commentary will be Baby Driver next week. Yeah. Keeping to the theme of cars.
Yes.
Yeah.
But why Baby Driver?
It's
Aside
just,
from just being the theme of cars.
It's one of those movies that when I first watched it, I really, really enjoyed it. And well, I'm hoping I still enjoy it as much now when we do the commentary, because there's a lot of stuff to talk about in the movie.
Fair. So yeah, it was a dealer's choice. I asked you if
Yes.
like, well, what do you want to do, and then
Yeah.
you said Baby Driver.
Yeah.
Well, just it's not my favorite Edgar Wright movie.
Okay, that's fair.
Right. But
Yes, man.
yeah, that's all I'll say on the main feed. If you want my thoughts, you'll have to subscribe. Sorry,
Ooh.
listeners. Sorry.
Get paywalled.
Yeah. So you can find our links at paicip.com. PAICIP.com.
When the site eventually works.
Shut your mouth. Shut your fucking mouth. It will work. I'll probably fix it by today, so then
Okay.
your jokes are out of date.
Okay.
Alright? Right? So please tell a friend.
Yeah.
Tell that friend to tell a friend. And
Tell your friend's friend to tell a friend as well.
sure. But
No?
what's the
Yes.
lesson, the most important thing that we learned from the Fast movies?
Tell your family.
Tell your family about this podcast. Vin Diesel said that in the 7th Fast and Furious movie. Vin Diesel turned to the camera and said, subscribe to Politics, although I call it Politics. It's not out yet, but that's the main lesson of the Fast movies. Subscribe to our podcast. Alright, I think we're done.
Yeah.
Alright, goodbye.
Cheerio.